Welcome to Eureka Math. I'm Mr. Shankel. I'm going to be helping you today with Module 4, Lesson 20. Let's get started. All right, today we have to write the equation that represents the line shown. So let's do that first. We're going to do that by first finding where the line crosses the y-axis, and I can see that is at positive 2. So I'm going to write this in slope-intercept form. Y equals something times x plus b, which is my y-intercept, and that's at 2. So I've got my y-intercept, and now I just need my slope, and I can find the slope by just moving to another point on the line. Let's say this one up here. In order to get to that line, I would have to go up 3 and right 1. So up 3 is a positive 3, and right 1 is a positive 1. 3 over 1 is 3. So y equals 3x plus 2 is the equation for this line. And then I need to change that so that we see standard form. So we're going to change it to standard form. And remember, standard form is this: ax plus by equals c. So I've got this x here. If I just move that over, I've got standard form. So I'm going to subtract. I'm going to take my y equals 3x plus 2. And I'm going to subtract the x so that it moves over to the left side again. And that gives me a negative 3x plus y equals, what's left on the right side is 2. Okay, where a, b, and c are integers and a is not negative. Okay, so I have a negative a right now. So what I'm going to do is multiply through by a negative 1. So everything's going to be multiplied by negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3x. And negative 1 times a positive y is a negative y. And a negative 1 times 2 is a negative 2. Okay, so now we have 3x minus y equals negative 2. And that is standard form with a non-negative a, which is the coefficient of x. All right. Not bad. Let's check number 2. First, I need to write this in slope-intercept form, and I need the y-intercept. Well, it looks like the line crosses at negative 1, so I'm going to have y equals something times x, my slope. I'll figure that out in a second. And then minus 1 is my y-intercept. And then I just need the slope. So I need another point that crosses an intersection. There we go. So this is down 2, and then right 3. So that's a negative 2/3. So my slope is a negative 2/3 x minus 1. Y equals negative 2/3 x minus 1 is the equation for that line. And then I need to put it in standard form. So y equals negative 2/3 x minus 1. I'm going to add 2/3 x to both sides. And that gives me 2/3 x plus y is equal to negative 1. Ax plus b is a 1, y equals c. And that's it. 2/3 x plus y equals negative 1 is standard form. All right, number 3. Again, I need to write the equation. So first thing I need is where the line crosses the y-axis, and that looks like it's at negative 4. So I'm going to have y equals something times x, and then the y-intercept is negative 4. And in order to get the slope, I just need to change to another point, another intersection here, and that is down 1. That's left, down 1 is a negative 1. And then right 5. Oops, right 5. So that's negative 1/5. Negative 1/5 x minus 4 is slope-intercept form. And then we'll use that to write our standard form. Negative 1/5 x minus 4. I'm going to add 1/5 x to both sides. And that gives me 1/5 x plus y equals, this cancels, equals -4. And that is standard form. Number 4. Need to know where the line crosses the y-axis. Well, it's at 0. So I'm going to write this, but I'm really not going to need the 0. But y equals something times x, the slope, plus 0. Well, the plus 0 is meaningless. It's not going to change anything. I'll leave it there for now. And then I just need another point, and it looks like that's up 1 and right 1. So that's just x, or 1x. So really, y equals x. Y equals x. And that's the slope-intercept form. And then I need to change that to standard form, y equals x. And here's where the plus 0 might come in handy. I'm going to subtract x from both sides. And that gives me a -x plus y equals 0. And then I can't have this negative to begin with, so I'm going to multiply through by a -1. I'm going to distribute a -1. -1 times -x is a positive x. A -1 times y is a negative y. And a -1 times 0 is still 0. So x minus y equals 0 is standard form. All right, let's try another. Crossing the y-axis at 5. So y equals something times x plus 5. That's where I'm crossing the y-axis. And let's see, let's get another point. That's up 1 and right 4. So 1/4 x is my coefficient. Y equals 1/4 x plus 6. And I'm going to subtract 1/4 x from both sides so that I can put this in standard form. -1/4 x plus y is equal to 6. Multiply through by a -1. And we'll get our standard form. 1/4 x minus y equals -6. And that's standard form. All right, last one. Let's see, we've got, we crossed the y-axis at -7. So y equals something times x minus 7. -7 is my y-intercept. And then I need another point. Well, let's see. We're going to have to work a little bit to get this next point. The next point is way up here. So that means I have to go up 8. Up 8, that's a positive 8. And then to the left, to the left 5. So that's a -5. So that's 8 over 5, and it's negative. So -8/5 x is the slope. And then y equals -8/5 x minus 7. I'm going to add 8/5 x to both sides. Add 8/5 x over here, and I get 8/5 x plus y equals -7. And that is standard form. All right, that is lesson 20. Hope that helps. See you again next time.